Kondosan.
Cinderella will be crowned princess this week. The best seamstress in the country has sewn a magnificent ceremonial dress for her, embellished with precious stones.
I'm very excited, Pofu. Do you like my dress?
It's great! You will be the most beautiful crowned princess ever.
It took a lot of planning for this event. Royal members of neighbouring countries, noble families and many important people were invited to the ceremony. But there was someone lurking who wasn't happy about this at all.
If this girl wears a crown, she'll become a real princess. This ceremony should never take place.
How can we prevent that from happening?
Ha ha ha! I've got the perfect plan. Ha 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 ha!
What if something goes wrong at the ceremony? I'm so afraid, dear Pofu.
Don't worry, my princess. Everything will be fine.
What's that smoke? Witch Rosa and her daughter Sarah. What are they doing there?
You wait here. I'll find out. What are you boiling in the cauldron?
It's none of your business, silly bunny. Get out of here now.
No need to get upset. I'm going.
But Pofu was clever and didn't leave. Instead, she hid in a corner and followed them.
Here goes. Now that girl can only dream of a crown. Ha 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 ha.
So what will this medicated pomegranate syrup do?
Cinderella will get sick when she drinks this. There will be red spots on her face. And of course, the ceremony won't take place.
Pofu immediately told Cinderella what she had heard and advised her not to drink anything they'd offer.
Is that so? It seems that they will never leave me alone.
I think they should learn a lesson.
Some time passed and Sarah came to Cinderella with a tray in her hand.
Hello, Cinderella. I was thinking that we should be friends, so I baked you a cake with pomegranate syrup. I hope you like it. I'm happy to hear that, Sarah. I also think we should be friends. Thank you for your syrup.
Cinderella knew that the syrup was medicated, so she did not taste it. She also made a cake mixed with the medicated syrup with another drink and sent it to Sarah.
She believed I wanted to be her friend and sent me a treat. Silly princess. The cake looks good. Let me taste it. Cherry syrup is also good.
Sarah had some of the medicated syrup and got sick. Her face and eyes were filled with red spots.
Oh my God, what happened to me? I look ugly.
How did this happen? It looks like Cinderella has a spy.
You have to think of something. Cinderella must not be crowned.
If so, then we will steal the crown.
What? Ah, so they will steal the crown.
After hearing Witch Rose's plan, she ran back to Cinderella and shared everything she heard.
I want a fake crown to be made fast, please.
The most talented jewelers made a fake crown resembling the real one.
It looks great. It's hard to tell them apart. Here goes nothing. Let's see what happens tonight.
She can forget wearing the crown now.
One day, when Cinderella is expelled from the palace, I will marry the prince and wear this crown, Mother.
The witch is very surprised to see that the preparations in the palace continue the next day.
What's going on? What nonsense is that? There should be no ceremony without a crown. Oh no! That's not possible. Where did these guards come from? We were fooled! This crown is fake!
My dear Poofu, please keep an eye on the witch. I don't think she's done yet.
Don't worry, Princess. Leave it to me.
The witch didn't give up easily, of course. She was making another potion in her room.
It looks just like water. What will that do?
You'll sprinkle this on Cinderella's outfit. When she goes out in the sun, she will have a foul smell.
This is awesome! She will be humiliated in front of everyone.
Of course, the ceremony will be cancelled. Nobody can be crowned with such dishonour.
This witch is really evil.
While the witch and her daughter were peeking behind the door, Pofu entered and exchanged the bottle.
I hate the kids in this palace. They always knock on the door and run away. Wait until I become queen one day. I'll punish them. Now, take this bottle, sneak into Cinderella's room and pour it over her dress. Ha 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 ha.
Pofu had done exactly that to Sarah's outfit, but the mixture on the dress wasn't water at all, but the witch's potion. The awaited moment had arrived. The coronation ceremony had begun.
Let's see what happens to the princess's dress.
But when the rays of sunlight hit Sarah's dress, it became wrinkled, filled with stains and an awful smell.
Ugh, what is this? Oh no!
Oh, what is this? Oh no!
And everyone watched Cinderella get crowned.
Long live our princess!
Once upon a time, there lived an elderly wife and husband in an old house. The couple had no children and they both felt extremely lonely.
I clean the house, I tidy up, and I make food, and you tend to the trees and flowers in the garden. But once we finish our work and night falls, wouldn't it also be great to have someone else to talk to? Instead, we go to sleep right after we eat. I feel so lonely.
You're so right, my dear. It's as if time stands still. We must find something else to distract us. What do you say?
Yes, my love, we must think of something.
You haven't made cookies in a long time. I've actually been craving them for weeks.
Good idea. Yes, today I'm going to bake a very different type of cookie.
Different? Ha ha! How so? I'm curious. When you finish, we can sit together in the garden, drink tea, and eat the cookies.
The old woman went to the kitchen. She put on the counter the flour, sugar, and oil that she needed to bake the cookies. She added a little ginger from the ginger jar that she kept on the kitchen shelf. Then, after she kneaded all the ingredients together, she began making the cookies.
Ginger is very good for you. It heals people. Let me add some.
She made small balls of dough and placed them on the tray. Finally, she made a large cookie in the shape of a man, placed it on a tray, and put the tray in the oven. While the cookies were in the oven, the wife thought,
When this gingerbread man is baked, I will show it to my husband and surprise him. Then, while we drink our tea, we can place him on an empty chair and chat with him.
She put on her oven mitts and took out the gingerbread man from the oven. Happily, she looked at her masterpiece.
Oh, it's beautiful, but it doesn't have eyebrows, a nose, or a mouth.
She immediately made his eyes out of raisins, his nose out of a hazelnut, and mouth out of a little sweet pepper, and watched in awe.
Once I add the strawberries as the buttons for his shirt, it'll be complete. If only it could come alive.
The instant she added the buttons, her wish came true. The gingerbread man jumped up into the middle of the tray.
Oh, it's so hot in here. I'm going out to the garden.
The old woman was staring in shock.
Oh God, you've heard our prayers. You sent us a wonderful grandson as sweet as a cookie.
She ran straight after him into the garden. But the gingerbread man had no intention of stopping. He kept running around in the garden, laughing out loud.
The gingerbread man is alive. He's going to be our grandson. Don't let him escape. Catch him.
Her husband, who was also in shock, started chasing the cookie as well. Of course, two elderly people couldn't run that fast. The gingerbread man had run quite far ahead, and the old woman couldn't get her voice through to him.
Don't run away, little gingerbread man! We aren't going to eat you. You're going to be our grandson.
As the gingerbread man passed a farm, a cow saw him.
What a delicious smell! I want to eat you. I'm tired of hay. I'll catch you now.
There's no way you can catch me no matter how hard you try. You keep eating your hay, you fat cow.
You rude man. You just wait and see.
The angry cow ran faster and chased after the cookie. The elderly couple and the cow were trying to keep up with the cookie. Passers-by stared in awe and watched them all run, trying to figure out what is going on. What a scene it was!
There's no need to run. I'm faster than you. No one can catch me because I'm made of ginger. I'm full of energy.
The The gingerbread man was provoking them to make them angry. Meanwhile, a pig that was up ahead noticed the group running. Then the gingerbread man shouted out to the pig as he passed him by.
Hey, you fat pig! You eat everything! Wouldn't you like to eat me too? I'm very sweet. See if you can catch me.
The pig that heard this insult got very angry and started chasing the gingerbread man.
Is that how it is? Come here, you mischievous cookie.
The old couple and the cow couldn't catch me. You think you're gonna catch me? You can't, because I'm made of ginger. I'm full of energy.
At this point, the gingerbread man was really having fun. He kept looking back at them and burst out laughing to make them angrier. He saw a lazy chicken sitting on top of a fence.
Hello, I'm Gingerbread Man.
Hi. You must be very sweet because there's a crowd chasing you.
You too, Mrs. Chicken?
Yes, I wonder what you taste like.
As if we needed you too. First learn how to fly, and maybe you'll catch me. You're just a non-flying bird. You can't catch me because I'm made of ginger. I'm full of energy.
Gingerbread man kept on running and came across a grazing sheep.
Hey you! Grass hat cotton bag. Catch me!
Come here, you rude cookie! If I catch you, I'm going to eat you in a gulp!
Instead of saying bye-bye, catch me and eat me. Don't say bye-bye, catch me and eat me. Don't say bye-bye, catch me and eat me.
The gingerbread man made it all the way to the end of the road, meaning to the bank of a river. He knew that he couldn't go in the water or else he would melt. While he was thinking of a plan, a fox appeared out of nowhere. The crafty fox was planning to trick him so he could eat him.
I can take you across. Come on, get on my back.
Oh.
Don't be scared. Hurry!
Oh! Ah!
The gingerbread man trusted the fox and jumped on his back. The fox started swimming in the river. Meanwhile, the group that was chasing the gingerbread man reached the bank of the river and watched in awe at the scene. There was a boat tied nearby. The old couple untied the boat and started to row to chase the fox down the river. The old woman knew what the fox was planning to do, so they got as close as possible.
My God, please protect my small gingerbread man.
The fox started his cunning plan.
My dear friend, my back is hurting, so I'm going to sink a little bit more into the water. Come on top of my head so that you don't drown.
The gingerbread man jumped on top of his head, and they continued down the river. The old couple shouted,
Be careful! Hold tight!
Be careful!
This fox wants to eat you, don't be scared!
Hold
Come
tight!
to us!
Don't be scared, come to us!
The fox realized that his plan had been ruined, so he shook his head and the gingerbread man flew in the air. The fox opened his mouth as he waited for the cookie to fall in his mouth. But the gingerbread man was quick to act and jumped into the boat. But still, he was afraid of the elderly couple.
Don't be scared, gingerbread man. We would never eat you. You are our grandson now. You will be a companion to us.
We now have a grandson with whom we can chat with every night. We won't get bored at all, right, my dear?
Oh, really? Even after I made you chase after me and I said all those rude things to others?
Of course. Everyone can make mistakes. The important thing is to accept your mistakes and never repeat them.
Okay, I promise that from now I'll be a very polite gingerbread child. First, I'm going to apologize from all the animals that I insulted.
You will be good.
They returned home. The gingerbread man was now safe. Together, they lived happily ever after. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, lived a miller who had 3 boys. Before the miller passed away, he divided his possessions among the boys. The older son inherited the mill, the middle son the donkey, and the youngest inherited his cat.
Oh!
The small son was very upset at this.
The cat is no use to me. What can I do with him?
Don't be upset. One day you'll understand why I've done this. He's a very clever cat.
Not long after that, the miller passed away, and the 3 brothers received their father's inheritance. The younger son didn't even look at his cat. The cat got very upset when he saw his new master treated him with disdain.
In no time you realize that you received the best inheritance. I will prove it to you. Give me an empty sack, a hat, and a pair of boots.
The youngest brother was very surprised when he heard the cat talk. Since he was incredibly curious, he honored the cat's odd request. The cat set to work right away. He put the hat on his head and wore the boots. He stood in front of the mirror and admired himself.
How wonderful this hat and these boots are. They go well with my long yellow fur and my amazing green eyes. I look just like royalty.
He set to work immediately. He packed fresh lettuce and carrots in a sack and headed to the forest. When he got there, he opened the sack and hid behind a tree. After a short time, a hungry rabbit that was hopping by sniffed the food and went inside the sack. The cat immediately grabbed the sack and held it shut as he ran straight to the palace. There were guards at the entrance of the palace.
Stop right here! Who are you? You cannot enter here.
I'm the servant of Lord Carabas. I need to see the king. I have brought a gift for the king from my majesty.
It wasn't hard to convince the guards to let him in with his shiny boots and stylish hat. They took him before the king. Puss in Boots bowed his head before the king. He then took the rabbit out of the sack.
Your Majesty, I brought you a gift from Lord Carabas, with my respects.
Oh, a rabbit. Thank you very much. You can let your master know that I accept his gift.
Over time, Puss in Boots gave the king many different gifts on behalf of Lord Carabas. The king was intrigued and requested to meet this lord, who had offered him so many gifts. One day, the king, queen and their princess daughter, accompanied by Puss in Boots, set out on the road towards the lord's castle. Taking advantage of this opportunity, Puss in Boots ran ahead of them and went to his master to give him some instructions.
Our king is definitely going to pass by the river. Go to the river and pretend that you're drowning. Shout for help as we pass by. I'm gonna hide your clothes too. What are you planning? What use is all of this to us? Don't be afraid. Just do what I say.
The confused young boy went to the river as the cat instructed and waited for them to arrive. There were a lot of farmers on sides of the road that led to the lord's castle.
The king will pass by here shortly. If he asks who this farm and land belong to, say that they belong to Lord Carabas. Understood? If you don't, the king will get very angry and punish you.
Of course, sir. Whatever you wish.
Puss in Boots warned all the farmers he encountered on the road. After doing so, Puss in Boots finally arrived at the castle where a mean giant with magical powers lived. Puss in Boots knocked on his door.
Who is that? Who dares to disturb me?
I'm the servant of Lord Carabas. My lord and the king will soon arrive at your castle. I'd like to go in so I can rest a little if you don't mind. Will you let me inside?
Okay, come on in.
Once inside, the cat started chatting with the giant.
I've heard that you have magical powers, but I don't believe it. Apparently, you can turn into any animal. Is this true?
Of course I can. Why wouldn't you believe it?
For instance, can you turn into a lion?
That's easy. Rawr. There you go, I'm a lion now.
The cat, scared out of his wits, jumped on top of a cupboard.
Okay, wonderful. That was easy. But can you turn into a mouse?
Nothing to it.
What?
The giant turned into a tiny mouse. Puss in Boots caught him immediately and placed him in a small box. He returned to the forest to set the mouse free and headed towards the king.
Welcome, Puss in Boots. Perfect timing. Let's head off.
Just as the king's horse-drawn carriage passed the river, they heard someone shouting.
Help! Help! Help me! Soldiers, go help him! Someone's drowning in the river.
The soldiers ran towards the young boy and fished him out of the water. The boy explained some thieves had stolen his clothes. The soldiers then got some fine clothes from the carriage and dressed him up.
Your Majesty, may I present my master, Lord Carabas? I owe you my life, Your Majesty.
Though the smallest brother didn't understand what was going on, he went along with Puss in Boots.
Here's my beautiful wife, the Queen, and my beloved daughter, the Princess.
Enchanted to meet you, Your Majesty.
Come now, let's go to the castle.
The youngest brother and the princess fell in love at first sight. The princess was a beautiful girl, and the youngest brother, who was pretending to be Lord Carabas, was very handsome. As they continued on the road, the king asked the farmers he came across,
Oh, whose land is this?
Lord Carabas, my king!
Lord Carabas, my king.
Lord Carabas, my king.
Lord Carabas, my king.
The king was very pleased with everything he saw.
Young lord, it seems that you are very powerful and loved around here.
Puss in Boots' plan worked out perfectly. When they arrived at the castle, they treated themselves to a wonderful feast. By evening, the youngest brother had become Lord Carabas and had asked the king for his daughter's hand in marriage.
I would like my daughter to have a powerful, wealthy, clever and respectable husband like you. If my daughter accepts, you may have her hand in marriage.
Not long after that, the princess and Lord Carabas got married. They lived happily ever after in their castle. Puss in Boots never left their side.
Oh, Father, now I know what you meant.